I think that this topic really hit home for me because I heard so many people for the longest time trashing millennials. And I didn't really realize that I was a millennial.
Yeah,
we didn't really care about none of that stuff for real, And it was just like millennials, they suck in the workplace, they lazy, they want a free handout. And I'm like, man, who these millennials they talking about?
Right. That ain't us.
That ain't me. Like, I always had a work ethic. And so I really had to start having conversations with people. I said, man, like, what generation are you? You got baby boomers, Gen X, Gen Z, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, the silent generation. And I'm like, why do y'all think our generation is so great? Like, really think about that.
But that's everybody. Everybody think when I came in the golden era of the 90s, the music was the best, the sports was the best. You had all these, but
don't trash younger generation.
But I can easily flip it to the negative of the 90s.
And that's my point.
And I think that's what we highlight, the negative part. And then when we start talking about our generation, we want to big it up.
Like everything was perfect. And then when y'all got here, everything went down here.
Like everything.
Welcome to another edition of All Things Connected. I got my man, Tread the Great. I'm just Daniel. We want to talk about something that's been on my heart. I think you hear every previous generation talk about younger generations as if the entire generation is trash. This generation is this, or this generation is that. We didn't do that back in my day.
Yeah.
Back in my day, you would have got your butt whooped, or back in my day, this or that. These youngsters, they don't do this or that. And so I want to dive into this topic because I think that each younger generation gets a bad rap, right? And very rarely do you hear praise given to younger generations, right?
Yeah.
And then I really want to dive into like how we're all connected, right? How each generation, in my opinion, has contributed to where we are now.
Yeah.
The younger generations didn't just form this entire world. They weren't even here, right? They're not the parents. And so I really want to change the dialogue that we have when we're talking about older and younger generations.
Sure. Let's do it.
All right. How do you feel about that? When you hear things about younger generations, how does it come off? Like, how do you hear it in the media and on the radio and the news?
Yeah. Well, I hear it in both lights. And I see it from both sides.
Yeah.
I've been a victim of it, or I've been guilty of it myself, man, these young kids reckless, man. They wild.
Yeah.
Man, y'all doing stuff that's unforbidden.
Right, yeah.
Y'all doing things that we would have never did. And then when I really look back and think like, man, we was doing some crazy stuff too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, but what I do appreciate about them, and I'll start there, is that they're fearless, man. They're not afraid to speak their mind.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to lose jobs, get jobs. Like they're not staying on these. Like, you can't fool them with the whole stay here for 30 years.
Yeah, and I'm gonna give you a watch.
I'm gonna give you a benefit package and a plaque. Man. Like, they on some different type of time when they come to how they make money.
Right.
How they think about money, how they think about career paths, how they think about entrepreneurship, how they think about just the grind. Like, they doing it all, man. They have a job, then they'll be like Amazon flexing or Instacart, DoorDash, and then
all of that.
Also they using their talents and their giftings to make money. You know what I mean? A lot of them like in the entertainment, like videography, photography, like whatever it is that they do, like, they're monetizing it.
Right.
And, us, we didn't have it. Like, we came from our parents, which taught and instilled, like, go get a job.
Right.
Go to college, go to the military. That was, like, the three options.
Yeah. These
kids are saying, like, I can do it all. And why not?
Way more lanes for them to go.
Yeah, so I definitely appreciate that about them. Their fearlessness, like, okay, it's just a job.
Yeah.
Why should I accept this job? Like they be on interviews asking like
interviewing the job now.
Like how you interview the job?
Yeah, right. Yeah. What makes you think this company is a good fit for me?
Exactly. Yeah, man. And so like it's admirable. I think I learned from it. I think the older generation need to learn from it as well.
I think we all are.
Yeah, and then even how they push the envelope from like world topics like boycotting and like how you had the one young lady, the Caucasian young lady doing like I think Michael Brown or the BLM movement and stuff like that. And she's like, no, that is wrong. And he was just like, you can't trust them. And she's like, my friends are black. She was really standing up to her father. Right. And I'm sure he had been instilling and training that into her mind, into the fabric of who she is.
Or at least trying to.
And she like, nah, I ain't just gonna accept this junk because it's trash. Yeah. And just because it's coming from my father, or just because it's coming from an older influence or the elders, like, nah, if it's wrong, it's wrong. And I see it as wrong. Yeah. And she was passionate, adamant, and that was like,
Even in parenting, like, I got my 2 daughters, and when we were growing up, you didn't say anything. And you knew sometimes you were 100% right. Yeah. You knew that the adult was 100% wrong. Yeah. But you just be quiet. Now, like, my daughter's like, if it's wrong, they'll say something. Yeah. So I had to teach them, like, okay, how to say it tactfully.
Exactly.
But I had to change my parenting style. Like, no, you have to listen to your kid, because you knew when you were a child that you wrong, man. And the adult just get to go off into the sunset, and now you in trouble and you getting chastised.
But we had a major fear about, like, don't talk back to elders.
Nah, you were not going to talk back to your parents.
You get smacked in your shit.
Man. Yeah, bro. For real. Embarrassing some more stuff. Tiger Man.
Dude? Speaking of children.
Tiger Man.
Dude. Your uncle
what's up, dude? Boy. How you doing, man?
You alright?
Love you, dude.
Hey, well, we recording, so you gotta, step out. You all right? All right.
Look at Rocco. What's up, Rocco?
Man, we just
look.
Hey,
speaking of younger generations.
Speaking of younger generations, we have one here. Say what's up, Tiger. Look into that camera right there. And say what's up, y'all.
Look up, Tiger Man.
Look at that camera right there. Okay. Right there in the closet. You see it? In the closet. Yeah. Say what's up. What's up? Hey, this is All Things Connected. All right. That's my son, Tiger, y'all. All right. Y'all can step out now. Get Rocco. Rocco, go. Go home.
See you later, Rocco, man. Close the door, Tiger, man.
Let Rocco out first. Yeah. Yeah, so that's my son, Tiger, y'all. He's 5. Crazy personality. He's one of those guys that's gonna talk back to you.
Yeah, he gonna speak his mind.
He gonna speak his mind, and like you said, that was beautiful how you said, like, you gotta train them how to say it or how to present it, because they don't know. They're not trying to be disrespectful. Right. I don't think we were trying to be disrespectful. Yeah. But boy, if you say something back, even if it was right, wrong,
boy, your face,
it's
boy, powder.
Like, right,
man.
You definitely don't challenge.
It was a rap, bro. And so I think one thing that you said, the younger generation is fearless. Every younger generation is really fearless because they don't necessarily know what's already transpired. Yeah. Right. So they have this certain fearlessness.
So they don't have all the information, really.
Yeah, nah, but so they're naive enough to challenge it. Yeah. Right. And it's enough for them to challenge it. Yeah. Right. And so once they challenge it, it's like, dang, like, you can do that? Yeah. That's really what be happening. Like they really think of things differently because they haven't been indoctrinated all the way.
It's true.
Right? And so they're like, why would I stay on this job for 30 years? I'm looking at y'all. Y'all don't seem pleased. Y'all don't seem fulfilled.
Y'all don't seem everyday happy. Miserable.
Yeah.
Wish you was doing something else.
Yes. And then I see these other people my age that are having the time of their lives, and they making more money than y'all. Yeah. Like, and so I look at that and I'm like, man, it's beautiful, because once older generations learn from that, then you see the transition, you see the environment shift.
Yeah. So what you think about being on the job for 30 years, D?
Man, I think because this is the way I was raised. I think it really changed for me in 2008. 2008, when you had the Great Recession, jobs started laying off people. Like, you were this close to retirement, and they were like, nope, we laying you off.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so you really saw that jobs aren't loyal to its own employees, but they still want all the employees to be loyal to them.
Like, they want you to give a 2-week notice, but when they get done with you, they done with your ass.
Yeah,
they know, oh, we gonna give you a notice, give you time to find something else.
Right.
No, when they ready for you to leave,
they
gone. And I think that's what that 2008 recession
it taught us.
It taught us. Yeah.
But we still were in the infancy of like YouTube and social media and all that stuff, so we didn't necessarily know what it could do.
Yeah.
Right. But the younger generations, who it was second nature to them,
mm-hmm.
they just rolled in and they just stayed in, and then it just grew and grew and grew. And because it was second nature to them, they have no problem with turning on the camera, telling how they, or being who they really are type stuff. And so, and then more people, it grew, more people tuned in, and that was like, and they're more apt to try new things.
So
right?
30-year job.
It depends, man. There are some great jobs, but it's few and far between. And they know that. I think staying on a 30-year job where they paying you bare minimum, that's for the birds.
Yeah.
That's for the birds. Like, and I think younger generation, they saying that, like, man, you getting paid $15 an hour and you happy because you saying the company's name. That company don't care anything about you.
And you got seniority.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And that's another thing, too. Older generations, when a young kid come in, I got seniority. They like, man, I don't care about that seniority, man.
I'm just here for a good time.
I'm here for the paycheck, man.
I'm out of here in a few weeks.
Yeah, if y'all start tripping, it's another $15 an hour job
19,
right down the
20,
street. Yeah.
You seeing like quick trips starting team members off at 19.
And I think you can change. I think you can thank the younger generation for that.
I agree.
Younger generation, thank you.
Thank y'all.
Real talk, because that was not like that with us.
Of course, inflation, you got a couple different variables, but it is like pandemic happened and people didn't want to go back to work, and then people found other side hustles as well. So the younger generation is like, they let us know that it's possible.
Right.
Like, oh no, y'all can just
find another job. This isn't the only job out here.
Other hustles to where you can create your own schedule, like Instacart, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Lyft, all of these self efficient jobs to where okay, I can just block this amount of time off. I'll work mornings this day. I'll work overnight this day. Yeah. I'll get out there on the road at this time. It gives you the more flexibility, and they really paved the way for that.
They paved the way for a lot.
Yeah, you ain't gotta. Nah, bro, I can't imagine going to work and them telling me I can't use my PTO. Or I got to take my vacation at a certain time.
Or you don't get no time off until a year. And then after a year, it begins to accrue. They're like, I'm not going for that.
I ain't going for that.
I got to live my life. I'm not going to spend my entire youth working for this job, working in this factory.
Yeah.
Bored. Work to the bone. They're not going for that.
When I do build up my time, you denying it when I'm putting it in.
Because I ain't got no seniority. They like this. They realize this system is just jacked.
Oh, it's jacked up, man. So how do companies they got to start reinventing themselves, D?
I think a lot of them are. A lot of companies are reinventing themselves, but I think not even on a company tip, on the generation tip, I think that this topic really hit home for me because I heard so many people for the longest time trashing millennials. And I didn't really realize that I was a millennial. Yeah, we didn't really care about none of that stuff for real, And it was just millennials, they suck in the workplace, they lazy, they want a free handout, and I'm like, man, who these millennials they talking about?
Right. That ain't us.
That ain't me. I always had a work ethic, and so I really had to start having conversations with people. I said, man, what generation are you? You got baby boomers, Gen X, Gen Z, and all this other stuff, and I'm the silent generation, and I'm like, why do y'all think our generation is so great? Really think about that.
But that's everybody. Everybody think when I came in the golden era of the 90s, the music was the best. the sports was the best. You know, you had all these, but then
But don't trash younger generation.
But I can easily flip it to the negative of the 90s.
And that's my point.
And I think that's what we highlight, the negative part. And then when we start talking about our generation, we want to big it up.
Like everything was perfect. And then when y'all got here, everything went down here.
Like Eric Spears made that comment. Like, he's like, man, my generation, man, we came up on Jay-Z's, the Biggies.
DMX and Pac.
The Pacs, the DMXs. And you know, like, Talib Kweli, like, he named all the, like, top rappers at the time. He's like, nah, y'all got Lil Nas X and, like, named the worst. He ain't named the Kendricks, the J. Cole, the Drakes, the Waynes. Like, he ain't named, like, the lyricists and the Commons. Yeah. Like, he went straight to, like, the worst of the worst of our generation, of this generation. Yeah. And so it's just like, man, we be so unfair, D. Like,
yeah, like you have this misperception. Yeah. Because you do have this like grandiose idea of when you grew up. Like you said, like when you were younger, things were just so bigger, so much better. But then if you revisit it as an adult, you're like, this was that. Yeah. That really wasn't it for real.
Exactly.
But I think in every generation you have the exceptional, you have the good.
Yeah.
You have the average.
Yeah.
You have the subpar, and then you have the outright just bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
In every generation.
Exactly.
Because how else are we continuing to expand? How are we moving forward in technology and science and
somebody got to be pushing.
Somebody has to be pushing, and it's not the same people from the same generation.
It's not.
It's not. So I'm not going to let anybody trash a younger generation saying all of them horrible. Stop it, bro.
Yeah. Nah, you right, man. I remember when like social media really hit its peak. Because, you know, we had social media. We had the MySpaces. We had all this stuff, right?
But still in its infancy, though.
It was very early. Yeah. And it didn't boom all over the world.
Yeah.
But I remember like when Facebook, Instagram, really, Snapchat, that stuff started really like, it was
going crazy.
Phones, this is what it is. People got Bible on their phones, and you would go in church and be like, man, that social media stuff is the devil.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't be doing it up in here.
Everything new is the devil.
Yeah, bring your paperback Bibles, put up the phones, like, right. And now
the past has got
pandemic happened.
Oh yeah,
all the reverends and the bishops and the church leaders
was online.
Had to go.
We'll get it, Tiger. Come here, let me get it. Thanks, Tiger, man.
all the church leaders, everybody had to go to cameras. Everybody had to go to phones.
You had to adapt.
You had to go to social media.
Or
you going? It's over with.
It's a wrap.
It's over with. We can't come to church.
This where New Bethesda was.
We can't come to work no more. You had to adapt.
Yeah.
And so the younger, and now because they deemed it as negative and they had this negative light on it, now when it's needed or when they see, dang, this is just the new norm, now you got to go back and learn. When you could have just picked it up, now you going to who? The younger generation.
Hey, show me this.
TikTok.
Yes, bro.
Come here, how you make those reels?
Yes,
yes. You know, so you need this. And now it's even companies, Fortune 500 companies start pulling their marketing dollars, from like TV and start hiring social media experts and influencers, and like the world changed quick, and it was headed there, but the pandemic just expedited. Like, oh no, you gotta do it.
Yeah, you gotta do it. You gotta be on these Teams calls.
And
you
so
gotta be on Zoom.
You start seeing younger kids fresh out of high school getting called by like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Nike, like calling influencers, like brand ambassadors. Like, you had to, bro.
You have to.
And so like it speaks exactly to what you're talking to.
Yeah, it speaks volumes.
Like, be careful on how you speaking on the younger generations, because we need them.
We need them. And honestly, young adults who listen to older adults, they're a step ahead of their peers.
Exactly.
And older, more seasoned adults who listen to the youth, they're a step ahead of their peers.
That's crazy.
It's crazy how when you connect from generation to generation, it's like, dang, how you learn that? I just learned it from this young guy. He just taught me how, and it makes things so much simpler, right? Yeah. And like, the only thing that they do is they always in their phone. They always in their tablets. Well, I remember my generation. You know what we were in? Mm-hmm. Game Boys, Sega Genesis, Nintendo 364, PlayStation. Yep. like Xbox. We didn't give ourselves that. Our parents gave us that.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, they gave it to us. We didn't invent that.
Yeah.
The previous generations built these things.
Yeah.
So, of course, if you were in it a little and then you give it to your child and you don't monitor it and they're in it a lot, of course they're in it. They have the same infatuation with these devices just that like you had.
Yeah, and we'll be on the game for hours. If mom and daddy didn't come and say, "Hey, it's time to eat," y'all been on that game all morning, all night. Like, put it up, do your homework. So it's the same.
It's the
exact same thing on how you gotta govern and get your children off the tablets, the iPhone.
Yes.
Like, all right, it's time to eat, man. Put that phone down. Let's learn.
Yes.
Or let's use that phone or that tablet to do something educational in it. And
you know the crazy part is they're actually learning more. Like Maddie, my youngest daughter, she plays Roblox and they like build houses.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang.
Architect, engineer.
Yeah, like that. That's a whole. I said, Maddie, do you want to do that when you go? She said, I can do that. I said, yes. And she builds these crazy houses and she gets it from other kids who are building these crazy houses. I'm like, no, we're going to channel that into this.
Yeah.
And then to be honest, I'm already at that age this technology is just leapfrogging and expanding and moving forward so fast.
Yeah.
I said, hey, Maddie, can you come show me this?
Yeah.
Zoe, can you come show me this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's just this.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you tap into? Because you're not keeping up with how the tech is moving this fast.
No, it's crazy, D. Remember, I told you that on a previous episode. I told you that like I canceled like all my subscription. One was included Apple Music. Mm-hmm. So I'm listening to YouTube and Pandora with all these commercials. DJ was like, "Dad, just download this app." I'm like,
didn't even know that existed, bro.
He's like, yeah, you create your playlist, you can do everything you did, like, and it's ad free. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. And so they got so many. Yeah, and it's crazy. Even the younger it gets, the more intelligent and in tune with stuff that they like. It's crazy. Like, so you talk like 30, they have a different level. 25 got a different level. 20. 15, 10, like it's like the 5-year increments, and the 15-year-olds don't know what the 10-year-olds are doing. Like it's just like, man, y'all are really, really using y'all minds. Like y'all skipping the line on a lot of this stuff, and we still try to connect the dots. Like, still on crossword puzzles. Like, man, nah, just do this. Like, boop, boop, boop. That's it.
Easy, bro.
Hey, man, come here, man. How y'all hook this and make this TV sync to this and get this? And they like, oh, you just do this.
Yeah. That's really what it is, bro. They offer fresh perspective.
Yeah.
They bring the energy. They have the strength, to be honest. Like, it's stuff that you, like, yo, my back hurt. Like, these kids, like, man, come here, man. Let me help you out. Like, that's what we used to do. And we still do that for older generations. Like, man, I got it.
Yeah.
Like, so they have the strength. And now you couple that with the wisdom, right? And don't just think you know it all because you're older. Man, you can learn so much. There is so much opportunity in connecting with these younger and older generations. Yeah. Right? And so stop bashing them and look for the opportunity in the youth or the elder. Yeah. That's really what makes sense.
Nah, for real. I was working at this restaurant and they hired me in to fix it because what was happening was they got stuck. They had been successful for 30 years.
Yeah. Doing one way,
and they had a bunch of. It looked like Cheers in there, D.
Yeah,
and I don't know if y'all remember Cheers, but Cheers was this old bar. The same customers, same demographic of people, no youth. There was a bunch of old people in there, and that's what was happening, D. Like, their clientele began to die off.
Yeah,
and then they started panicking, like, dang, everybody dying.
They couldn't.
And we don't got no middle age or young people coming in, and so. They brought me in. I was just like, man, y'all need to attack the youth.
Yeah, y'all need to have one night, have Wednesday, Thursday.
I'm like, y'all got these old live bands coming in here. Like it was just
they not rocking with that.
They not like y'all got to get on social media. Y'all got to put y'all food on there. You got to market the environment. Yeah. Y'all got to get some neon lights in. Like all this old stuff. Y'all got to like you got to pour into it. You got to grow with the times.
That's what it is.
But a lot of people just get so stuck. I'm like, look. I could come help y'all, but this ain't gonna be sustainable if you really don't want change.
Right.
This will fail if you don't.
And that's life.
And you see all these new restaurants lit up, windows bright, and you coming there and it's dim. I'm riding right past her to where it's happening at.
Real talk.
And that's just what it is.
Yeah.
And so, man, I don't know what they did, but
that's life though, D. Even in the pandemic, like those who didn't pivot, those who remain stagnant, they're no longer with it. Like, yeah, you have to. Like, they're not coming to this. Like, you really got to think.
Yeah.
The reason why a lot of things are the way that they are is because the youth, they outnumber the elders. It just, there are so many of them. They're so active.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They don't have the responsibility.
It reminds me of that story you told about the mice. Like it was...
So it's a book. It's a great book. It's called Who Moved My Cheese? Mm-hmm. And so there were 2 mice, and somebody used to put cheese in a little maze every day.
Yeah.
And they would go to the cheese, and they didn't know how the cheese got there. And one day the cheese just stopped showing up. It stopped appearing.
Yeah.
And then over a couple days, it remained the same. And then one of the mice was like, we can't keep doing the same thing. The cheese isn't here anymore. We got to move on. And the other mouse was like so ingrained in this cheese being here every day that he became entitled. Like, the cheese gonna show up. It better show up.
Yeah.
Like I got the right to this cheese. And others like, man, you can stay here, man. I'm putting on my shoes and I'm taking off. Yeah. And the other one stayed behind. And then he realized, like, man, I can't stay in this same mindset. This cheese ain't showing up. I got to go get with my homeboy.
Yeah.
Homeboy found some more cheese. They found some more mice that would like them. And what they realized from that was that you can't get comfortable in a certain situation.
Yeah.
Like, you have to always continue to look for new opportunities and move forward.
And growth.
And that's what my wife actually taught me, bro. I get a job and she'd be like, hey, don't stop looking for better opportunities. Yeah, this is cool, or this might even be a good fit, but don't sell yourself short by just becoming comfortable at this job and not realizing that there are other opportunities out here that can give you, these jobs be trying to give you $1 raise and acting like they doing you this grandiose favor, and it's like, nah, like this job's out here to give you a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 raise. Yeah. But if you never look for them, you're never going to get them. Yeah.
I always say comfort is an assassin to growth, bro.
Oh, that's good.
It's like what I just said. They have been successful for 30 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, why we gotta change?
Right.
I come in, I'm putting new stuff on the menu. They like, run some special. So when I think special, that's when you show out. It gives you a chef an opportunity to really show his skills. So I'm doing all these lasagna rolls. I'm talking about the plate looking pretty, and every server that was in there who was used to, are you trying to turn us into fine dining? We're just like they was negative.
Set in their
way. But
way.
then when they hit the people plate, man, they loving this. Oh my God. People, they want to meet you. Like, but then they still stuck. Oh no, we don't really want to, just come up with the same. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, I ain't got to work.
Y'all really don't want it like that.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna just come and do just enough to get by and until I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, that's why y'all brought me in. Yeah. You wanted a fresh perspective. You wanted some change. And I realized a lot of people talk change, but they don't really want to do change.
You know what I call them?
Yeah.
Comfortable complainers.
Oh, that's so good.
Comfortable complainers, bro. You really don't want to change, but you want to talk everybody head off about this ain't right and that ain't right.
Spread poison in the environment and all that, but you get up out of here then.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, nah. Yeah. But when somebody come in, I'm gonna let them know that I've been here for 30 years. I ain't no manager.
Mark my territory.
Yeah, bro.
Pull the little weight that I got.
Yeah, bro. That's what that
Comfortable complainers. That is so good.
Yeah. I want to do an episode on that, bro.
Man, that'd be a great episode because you hear it so much, man. It's just like...
and they would taint. Man.
Now they'll taint your new people.
No, and they'll taint your whole organization. Yeah. If you let somebody like that stay around and don't correct that mess, bro.
You gotta cut it
That's
off.
a cancer, bro.
It is. And it'll spread fast, bro. Like, very fast. So you gotta give it chemotherapy very
Real
fast.
Talk.
Hey, you can't do that shit up in here.
No.
I'm gonna have to let you go.
Real talk.
Period. I don't care how long you been here.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it's like, if people were really smart, they're like, you've been here for 15, 20 years, but you complaining about it so much. Why you been here so long?
Well, why didn't you change it?
Exactly.
That's really what it is. Like, and I think that's a key difference in the younger generations and the older generations, they really identified themselves with their company or their job.
Yeah.
Young generations ain't going for that.
Yeah.
That, like, you got to think, like, when we were growing up, it was big on brands. Like, man, I had Sean John, I had Rockaware, had all of these name brands. Like, you still have it, like, on the, the higher name brands type stuff, but young generation don't care. They'll go rock a Forever 21 t-shirt.
Or a vintage resale shop. Like,
yeah. And it makes sense.
And it's just like, I don't care nothing about that. I'll go thrifting and get an outfit and still be good and still look nice. And it ain't like,
and you tripping off your Coach purse or whatever. They like,
yeah,
whatever, man. I go get the same C on my bag from Burlington.
Yeah.
It just makes sense, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's what I think that's if this episode has a message, it's connect with older and younger generations. Seek that opportunity to bridge the gaps that we have. And let's make this world a better place together. It's pointless of me trying to dog younger generations or older generations. Like, this is where we are. What's the solution? How do we move forward?
Yeah, because those conversations don't really, like, it don't lead to nothing.
Nothing.
It's like dead end debates, or like we talk like the GOAT conversation. We talk like sports. Oh, no, this era soft though, man. And like, well, they saying y'all era soft. They saying y'all era is not as skilled.
Yeah.
So it's just like, we never get to see it.
It's
what
never.
What are we talking about?
And two, this is another reason why I really appreciate younger generations, because the move that you worked on night and day, every day of your life, they saw that and went outside immediately, and that was in a package from a very young age. So they got your move.
And then they expanded.
And then they expanded on
better.
it. When we was growing up, like, you did a step back. Now they doing side steps and all this other stuff.
And they creating so much separation.
Yes, bro.
I hoop against them. I'm like, man, how do they even do that?
Yes,
like,
bro. So
you
like,
just here, you side step here, then hit here. I'm like, man, it's crazy.
It's crazy.
So
so your basic skill is there. I mean, your advanced skill is their basic skill.
And that's the beauty of growth and innovation, and times move forward.
Why wouldn't I
imagine if we got stuck on the horse? We wouldn't have had a car. Like, imagine if we got stuck on a car.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have the like, think about it, bro. Like, life is really about learning. Exactly what you said. And how can I make this better? And move it forward.
And when you do that, when you connect with older and younger generations, you become a time traveler. Think about that, bro. You got all this wisdom from the past. You got this wisdom from the present, and you know where we're headed.
Sure.
And you have the information, and you have your own experience too. So you're like, oh, no, this is that.
Yeah.
We just do this.
Yeah.
We don't need anything new. We just need to repackage this old, or we may need some new technology. Hey, young fella, what's going on? All you got to do is this, OG.
Yeah.
Like, you would say, like, dang, how you know that? Man, this happened before. This ain't the first time this happened, man.
Yeah.
Right? That's all it is. Like, life is cycles. And those who really connect with other people, those who get the youth for their strengths, and those, the elders and their current generation, they look like straight geniuses, bro.
It's true.
Like,
it's very true. It's very true.
Why wouldn't you do that? Instead of having this, I'm mad at the world, old grandpa, man. These young kids, they don't know how to.
Right. So what is that, how do we bridge that gap, and what does that look like?
I think first, a respect and an appreciation for what they bring to the table.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
A respect and an appreciation for what they bring to the table. Healthy communication, realizing that your approach isn't going to be their approach, and then begin to build that trust among one another. If you come in thinking like, man, let me show this young fella something, and thinking you know everything, and they don't know anything, it's the wrong approach. It has to have a level playing field of respect.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Man, I think it goes to communication. I think it goes back to the communication piece. I think a lot of our problems are deriving from we just don't talk.
Very true.
Like, we just don't connect. Like, it's really like like how you always say, like, bro, this stuff is really simple.
It
Like,
really
it ain't hard. Like, I think that whole racist conversation is because we don't talk. Like, I think if we straight just had a conversation and get to know people, like, oh, man, I thought you was totally different. Like,
Yeah, but that's the rhetoric. If you go by the rhetoric, then you think all white people racist, all black people
ain't
thugs or
shit.
racist or whatever, like they uneducated.
Yeah.
And then you like,
And that's why that conversation heals that and helps
sure.
it. Like,
For sure.
I was talking to a guy at my job. He's like, my dad was a racist, man. He was real bad. And he trained me in that. And he said, then I just got around black people and everything he was saying was wrong. It's just that, he said, then I started talking to him and found out, like, all right, we all human. Like,
Right.
of course, we got a couple of genetically modified things in us. Like, we got rhythm and things. Like, but he's like, it's not that, like, we're human. Like, it's not even, like, close. And so, I think just having a conversation. But if I look at you and think, oh, man, and you look at me and think, we never can solve problems. And it's the same thing for the older and the younger. Like, man, young people just get in the room and start talking to them. They want to talk. They ain't got nothing but time to talk anyway.
Yeah.
And elders, you know, you interested in something and you want to hear it, like their expertise and their knowledge, just have the conversation. It's really that simple. And I think it's a beautiful world when we do that. Like, you even see it like in the music industry, how like the young, like this generation is like sampling all the older music and bringing back the older legends and bringing like and paying homage and like, it's beautiful, bro.
You know,
like, it's super beautiful. Like
a titan in the music industry, he said this. He said, man, I really had to reevaluate how I think. Yeah. He said, and it's Timbaland. Yeah. Timbaland, of all people, bro. He said, when I was coming up, I was like, man, it'd be so easy if I had this and I could do this and I could do that. And then he said, once the technology got here, I was like, hating on them because they had the technology that I wanted. Yeah. But then I was like, man, I used to do it like this. And you back in mind, I had to do this in order to get this. And it was this process. And he was like, man, I had to really think about like, nah, this is what I wanted. Right. Like, this made it easier. This made it more efficient.
It's here. It's right
it's here.
Yeah.
So why am I complaining when the very thing that I wanted is here? Yeah. Let me get with it. Yeah. He's like, and then I fell in love with music again. Yeah. I said, man, that's beautiful, bro. Like, everything that we wanted is here. It's here. Back when you were in high school, you felt so alone because you felt like you were the only person like this. Yeah. Now that's here. Yeah. People are saying, no, I'm like this. And the few people who are brave enough to show, like, man, this is me. Yeah. Other people connect with that. And you, at your age, you're like, dang, that was me. Yeah. The technology was not here. You couldn't go buy no camera. How we can just go, or have a camera as your phone. We had flip phones with either no camera or poor video. Like, yeah. But now the technology is here, and you saying like, oh man, and everybody's, man, I just wish I had somebody to listen to me. Now you do. You got the world to listen to you, bro.
It's very true.
Like, so stop complaining about the things that you set in motion. Yeah. Right? The things that you contributed to. Yeah. And you as the parent continue to allow.
Yeah. We just gotta use wisdom, bro. These kids ain't like...
Man, these kids are great.
These kids ain't that bad, bro.
Man, these kids are great.
They getting off into the same stuff we got up into because they trying to...
And they need direction.
And they just need direction. Yeah. They need mentorship, and they still gonna bump their head and make their mistakes, but we all did.
And you weren't listening to nobody when you were younger that anyway.
I remember we used to be like, man, these kids having babies at these young ages. And then I started hearing the older generation like, baby, I was pregnant at 14. I had my first child and y'all
that's
having
the
all
point,
these kids. Bro. In the older generation, like, bro, I had 12, 13 siblings.
Yes, bro.
What are you talking about?
Yes.
You talking about all these kids, you got 2 babies.
I don't like the fact that people are like, that ain't happened back in my day. Yes, it did.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
It did. Yeah. Now, it may not have been on the news, or on the radio, or in the newspaper, but it happened. Don't try to act like this just started happening in this day and age.
Ain't nothing new under the sun, bro.
Come on, man.
Ain't nothing new under the sun. This is beautiful, man, because this, I think it's healing. Like, I think when younger generations hearing 2 older males, like 2 millennials,
Too hard working millennials too. I'm tired of hearing about the millennials, Generation Z ain't got no work ethic. Yes, we do.
Yeah, but you know, hearing us give them their flowers, give them their kudos, because I'm sure they hear all this negative stuff all the time, and they don't feel like they valued, appreciated.
Nah.
But we here to tell y'all, man, thank y'all.
We appreciate y'all.
We appreciate y'all.
Generation X, Generation Z, baby boomers, the silent generation, and of course our millennials. We know.
Yeah.
We appreciate all of y'all.
Yeah. And so, what knowledge, what information can you share to move life forward, to make life better, to help a generation?
What can you gain to move life forward, to help one another from other generations?
I'm Trey the Great.
I'm just Daniel.
It's All Things Connected.
All Things Connected.
Hey, y'all, like, comment, subscribe. We got to do this just so, you know, for growth purposes. But yeah, man, we really, really appreciate y'all when y'all be in them comments and talking to us. We really appreciate. We love every time we get a subscriber. We don't take it for granted. We're not trying to like skip the process. We ain't just trying to blow up overnight.
Yeah.
Like we really enjoy like new sets, new lighting, like new audio, new creativity, new ideas. So, you know, seeing y'all subscribe, seeing y'all comment, seeing y'all like really rock with us just fuels that, and it allows us to like know that like, man, we doing it, man, and you know, we got so much more in store. So we thank y'all. We out.